As you can tell below, this video is a story time. I do have my hair wrapped up, I got my lace laid down, and also did my face routine, even though my face is breaking out a little bit, but it's okay. I'm coming to y'all with a story time, as you can see below. If you haven't seen my skincare video, that video will be right here for you to click on, and it will also be at the end so you can watch that. But yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. I do have my penguin right here, and it is almost time for bed, so yep. So I'm gonna start this story off. Yeah, let's see. This happens when I was still in college. So this was, I want to say, sophomore year. It definitely was sophomore year. Um, I was 19 at the time. Right now I'm 23. So I was 19 at the time. I was still a baby. But oh, hold on. I have a drink. What we drinking on tonight? Let's see. We're drinking on cranberry juice and Ciroc. Okay. We drinking that light liquor tonight. But okay, let's get into the story. So I was sophomore in college, such a great time in my life, but it wasn't so great. But sophomore in college, I was not living on campus at the time. I was living at home. I had a boyfriend. Well, before I explain to you how I met him, I was working at the mall, pretty much by my school, right by my school. And I had to say, I actually had two jobs at that same mall. I was working at a kiosk in the middle of the mall selling sunglasses, and I was working at a job called New York and Company. It's like a women's clothing store, whatever. Okay. So I used to work at the kiosk a little bit more than I worked at the other job, the clothing resale job. So when I was at the kiosk, I would always see guys like try to holler at me and stuff like that. And they would just say, "Hey, cute, da 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 da." Even though I don't look that cute right now, but it's okay. I'm going to bed. Anyways, guys try to holler at me and say, little stuff. Oh, can I take you out? Y'all know how guys are. So, I seen this one guy. When I was just, at the kiosk, the mall wasn't really booming at the time. So, I seen this one guy, and he didn't see me first. I saw him first. And I kind of was like trying to play it cool like I didn't see him. You know how we always do that? Try to play it cool like we don't see him. Okay. So, I was trying to play it cool like I didn't really see him. And then he finally walked past me. He saw me and he was like, he's 100% at that time. He was 100% my type. Light skin, dreads. Taller than me, of course. Everybody's taller than me because I'm only 5'1", but every guy I've ever dated is taller than me, so I don't really have that issue about tall guys. So he sees me, and I'm just like, okay, I already knew I was about to talk to him or whatever. So I'm like, okay, we exchange numbers or whatever. You can call him Gregory. That's not his real name, but I would never date anybody named Gregory. But we can call him Gregory, okay? So me and Gregory, we talking, and he gives me his number, whatever. So we start texting, we start talking on the phone. Mind you, I was going to school in, I'm not gonna say where I was going to school, but if you know me, you know where I was going to school. I was going to school in a different city than where I lived at. And he lived in that city that my school was at. So this is my school. This is where I actually work, in the same city that my school's in. So I work here and I live here. He also lived here. So, okay, he lived in the area where I was going to school. Okay, y'all get it. So, what happened? So, me and him talking, we get more acquainted. He comes to see me when I'm working, and which I kind of found kind of odd at first. I was just like, okay, he's coming to see me while I'm working. Like, you can't just talk to me while I'm working. I'm trying to work. So, but I was just like, okay, whatever. Maybe he just, I just kind of like said, "Whoa, that's sweet." He just wants to see me. I'm not worried. Da, da, da. He just, showing me attention. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I start to like him more, da 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 da. You know, we go on like a little date. He takes me to like this bridge that's downtown where I worked at, in that city. And, you know, we kind of do like a little night thing or whatever. And we're at the bridge at night and all the lights are flowing and the water is there, you know, that little romantic stuff. So I'm like, okay, this guy really likes me or whatever like that. He's showing me that he likes me. Cool. I'm like, cool, you know. So we get talking more, and then I would start to ask him like more personal stuff about his life. That's when it starts to get red flags. And I'm that kind of person. I see red flags, but I just throw them out the window. Like, I don't pay attention to them whatsoever. At least at that time when I was 19, 18, 20, 21, 22. Right now, my life at 23, different. But this was one of my exes. This is not my current boyfriend. This is an ex from 19 years old. Okay, so we, like I said, start to get to know each other more. I start asking him more questions about his personal life, and he tells me, you know, his mom kicked him out, and he decided to come down to Virginia, where, you know, that's where I used to live at, and he decided to come down to Virginia from Georgia, because his mom kicked him out. He didn't want to live in Georgia anymore. Okay, cool. I'm like, dang, you know, that's messed up. Your mom kicked him out, kicked you out, you know. His mom should have kicked him out. But he didn't have his own place at the time when I met him. I think he had only been there for maybe like a month or 2 months or something like that. So he didn't have a car either, which I had a car. So it was just kind of like not a big deal to me, because it's like, okay, you don't have a car, it's okay. I have a car. I don't really care. And actually, he was older than me. So at the time I was 19. I think he was 21 or 22. So, okay. His drink is good. So, yeah. So I start asking him more stuff about his personal life. Red flags start popping up. No job, no car. And I know he had only been there for a short amount of time, but the way he kind of like tried to make himself seem to me was that he was this type of, like, he was just some baller or something like that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But anyways, red flags popping up all over the place. Like, red flags. Throw it out the window, sis. So, okay. We get more acquainted or whatever. It's probably been a few months now. He starts walking me to, mind you, he's skateboarded. Yeah, I don't judge me. He was a skateboarder. Anyways, he used to walk me to my class. Like, you know, whenever I had class, he would walk me to class. He didn't have a car. He didn't work. He didn't go to school. He just kind of didn't do anything. But that was the person at 19 that I decided that I wanted to be my boyfriend. So, it's okay. We've all been stupid before at whatever age. We've all been dumb. So, that was very dumb of me. But it's a lesson learned. So, he was living with this girl. We're going to jump right into that. He was living with this girl, and, you know, he kind of told me, you know, hey, this is my friend. You know, I met her when I got down here and stuff like that, and she let me like stay with her, whatever. She had her own apartment that was downtown as well, and she let me stay with her, whatever, like that. So, you know, he was saying this is my living situation. Mind you, the girl lived in a studio apartment, so it wasn't like, she lived in a studio apartment, one bed. As soon as you walk in, you hit her bed. Okay, that was how small her apartment was. And it was just like, okay, you're living in a studio with this girl. I didn't think anything of it at that time. I didn't think anything of it. I don't think I was thinking at all at that time, because the me now would have said, Sarah, why is he living with this girl? Why is they living in a studio apartment? Where does he sleep at? I didn't ask none of these questions. I didn't. I'm so mad at myself. Now retelling the story again, that I didn't ask any of these questions, but I just said, hey, okay. Like, anyways, so he was living with a girl. I'll call her Siamese. We'll call her Siamese. Siamese. Siamese and Gregory were living together in this not even one bed, this one room apartment. The bathroom was literally in the corner. The kitchen was literally in the corner, and that was it. He didn't, I know he always said that he was looking for a job. The whole time we were together, he never had a job. So, yeah. But he was living with the girl. Me and her became cool as well because he was living with her and that's my boyfriend. So me and her kind of got cool a little bit. We all riding around in my car because she didn't have a car either. So yeah, and she also lived she also worked in the same mall that I worked in at Starbucks. So yeah, that was that. But I didn't ask any questions. That was my mistake. I didn't ask any questions. I let the red flags fly right by me like, woo, red flag, woo, bye. Like, I didn't ask any questions. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't think I was thinking. I guess I was just thinking that, hey, this guy likes me. He's showing me that he likes me, and I just ran with it. Dumb, stupid, dumb, but it's okay because I was young. It's all right. We gotta make mistakes. So, on with the story. So, he was living with her. Me and her got pretty cool. Me and Siamese, we got pretty cool. Gregory liked the fact that me and her was cool because, now we can all hang out together, whatnot, So, let me tell you how like, when I really think about it now, I should have known that he was cheating on me when I first got that, when that first happened. So I'm gonna tell you guys what happened. So I came over. He had a phone, but he had like one of those prepaid phones because he didn't have a job. So it wasn't like he had a phone plan or anything like that. He just had to put minutes on it, and he didn't have if he didn't have money to put money on his phone, then it was just kind of like his phone wasn't on. So I couldn't call him, but I knew where he lived, and I knew I could just walk into the girl's apartment because it wasn't like it was security or anything there. So I could just walk into, y'all remember that because that's going to be important at the end of the story. But I could just walk up like into her apartment building without any security, without anything. I could just open the door and walk in and go to any apartment that I really wanted to because there were no security measures at that apartment complex. So cool, that's going to be important at the end of the story. So I saw that, he wasn't answering the phone. I'm like, thinking, okay, his phone must be off because this happened before. So I'm like, okay, his phone must be off. And, so I just decided to go. I don't know, maybe I was coming from class. I don't remember where I was coming from. If I was coming from class, I was decided, he's not answering the phone. I'm going to just go over there to Gregory and Siamese's apartment. And I'm going to go over there and see, what my boyfriend's doing. That's my boyfriend at the time, So I knock on the door. No answer. I don't get an answer. And mind you, her door is probably like as thin as this glass. It's thin. It's a very thin. If my little tail, if I wanted to kick in her door, I could do it. That's how thin her complex, but her actual apartment door to go into her studio apartment was this thin. It was so skinny. So I knocked on the door, and it's made out of wood. So I knock on the door, and I kind of hear like shuffling around. I'm like, okay, maybe he's asleep. Nobody answers the first time I knock on the door. So I knock on the door, and then nobody answers the door. So I keep knocking, and I'm like, why is nobody answering the door? Like, what's going on? And what's going on? Like, why is nobody answering? But in my mind at the time, I wasn't thinking that he was cheating on me with her. I wasn't even thinking that. I was just thinking, he must be asleep. I didn't even know if she was there because she doesn't have a car. So it's not like I could see her car from outside or whatever. So I don't even know if she's there or not. She might be at work. She might be at her friend's house. I don't know. But I'm still knocking on the door. Nobody's answering the door. So in my head, I'm just like, okay, he's asleep. Or maybe he's not even there and she's there and she's asleep or something. Like, so, okay. So he finally opens the door, girl. He finally opens the door. He's not wearing a shirt. He's not wearing a freaking shirt. And she's in the bed and she's like covered over the covers. Mind you, this is not the part where I thought he was cheating. I didn't think anything of this. Oh, I know where I was coming from. I was coming from getting my second tattoo with my best friend, Ebony. Shout out to Ebony. That's my best friend. I was coming from getting my second tattoo right here that I have right here. I was coming from getting my second tattoo and I wanted to show him my tattoo. So I came from, I think, dropping Ebony off. And then I think we were already in that city. And that's where so that's where I was coming from. Coming from getting my second tattoo. And I wanted to go show him. So that was why I just kind of like popped up. But okay. So he opens the door. He doesn't have a shirt on. She's in the bed, kind of like with the covers over her, like all the way up to her neck. And I'm just kind of like, okay. You know, I didn't think anything of it. Like, I'm so stupid at the time. I didn't think anything of it, right? So I'm like, and he's dripping with sweat. Yeah. He's dripping with sweat all down his body. And I'm like, I just was like, oh, you know, I was so excited to show him my new tattoo that in my mind, it didn't even resonate that him and this girl were just being intimate. You get what I'm saying? So I said, oh, babe, why are you sweating so much? You're sweating. Let's go outside. And we went outside. We left. And we were talking outside a little bit, like in my car and stuff like that. And then, like, that's when I went home. At that time, I didn't even think that he was cheating on me. I didn't even think that. That wasn't even when I actually caught him cheating, okay? We're going to get into that right now. So, that might have happened in maybe like, we weren't dating that long. Maybe about like 8 months, but that probably happened when he was dripping with like all that sweat, like, and the girl was in the bed. That probably was maybe like March or April when that happened, or maybe like May, whatever. Sometime in like the middle of the beginning of the year. So fast forward to August. I am still living at home. And I knew that I was, you know, about to move back on campus. I was going to move back on campus the following semester. So August is when the semester usually starts. And I knew that, you know, this is going to be my last semester at home. I can't wait to move back on campus, because I spent like one semester off campus between my at the end of freshman year to sophomore year. Whatever. Okay, irrelevant. But, so I'm at home, you know, I'm kind of just chilling, and this is in August, mind y'all. It's like the end of August. This is probably like a week before school starts. So I'm at home just kind of chilling. You know, I like to sit in my car a lot. That's kind of like my safety place, like where like my comfort zone, like sitting in my car, between my comfort zone and my bed. That's where I like to be. So I was just kind of like sitting in my car. So I get a text message and it comes through and it's Siamese. So I'm like, okay, why she texting me? Like, me and her really didn't text like that. Like, we was cool, but I wouldn't consider her like a friend. Like, we was just cool only because you're friends with my boyfriend, right? Okay, so she texted me and she said, hey, it's something I need you to know. Me and Gregory, we've been, you know, hooking up, and I hate saying hooking up. That just sounds so weird. We've been hooking up, and I just thought that it was important to let you know this because he made me mad because he didn't pay me rent or da-da-da-da, which I don't know why she would be mad because he didn't pay her rent now all of a sudden. Oh, no. She said it was because he stole money from her. That's what it was. I can't believe I remember that from so long ago. She said it was because he stole money from her. And I believe it. I believe that he did steal money from her because he was broke. So he probably stole money from me at one time. I've had another ex steal money from me. That's a whole nother story time, I can tell y'all. But we're gonna stick with this one for right now. So, yeah, she texted me and she said, you know, it's nighttime at this point, and she texted me. She said, "Oh, you know, da 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 da. He stole money from me. Me and him been hooking up. I don't want to hold his secret anymore. I'm gonna tell you because now he's pissed me off, and I can't believe he would steal money from me. Da 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 da. And all this type of stuff." I'm like, one, sis, if you gonna freaking, I still got stuff on my lip from that face mask. Okay, one, sis, if you're gonna tell me some important information like this, you need to call me, point blank, period. Because I'm not going back and forth with you in no text message about you and my ex, which was my current boyfriend at the time, having intimate relations. You cannot text somebody some stuff, some information like that. You have to call them. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, girl, don't text me no stuff like this. Because I'm not even mad at the fact that you told me. I'm mad at the fact that you thought it was okay to text me this. Anything, if you ever have anything important to tell me, you need to call me. I will 9 times out of 10 probably pick up my phone if I'm not at work. So she texted me. I was a little upset about just the fact that she texted me. But I'm like, she gotta be lying. Like, ain't no way that they have been, you know, doing stuff behind my back when me and her have been cool and me and her, you know, we've been hanging out. She been in my car. It's just like, what? So I'm like, okay, like, she wilding. She lying, right? So come to find out, I call her, actually. I call her and we're talking. She's like, yeah, we've been, you know, being intimate, and he's been saying stuff to you that's been a lie, and he's been keeping me around you just because he doesn't want you to be suspicious and find out anything or whatever like that, blah, blah, blah. And I get so, you know when you just get so mad, like your whole body feels like it's on fire. Like, you know, you just get so mad, your whole body feels like it's turning red. It all boiled up in me, and I got really, really, really mad. So I said, you know what? But I was so mad that I was calm. Like, I know my girls can probably relate to this. Like, when you so mad that you calm, I was so mad that I was just like real calm. I was cool, collected, but my whole body was on fire. So I hang up from her. You know, she told me everything, whatever. She said when he tells you that he's at the studio. When he tells you that he's at the studio, he's actually at, you know, with me, and he tells you not to call him because he's at the studio because me and him are doing it. And I'm like, what? Really? Okay. So, this is where it gets juicy. Okay, so I called him. I said, Siamese just had a really, you know, a lot to tell me about you and her's relationship. He's like, what do you mean? You know how guys get really defensive. What do you mean? I'm like, well, she told me that you guys, you know, have been hooking up. Y'all have, you know, every time you tell me you're at the studio, it always makes me laugh. The studio, that you are with her and you guys are doing stuff together, and So he's like, no, she's lying. Why would she tell you that? And I'm like, why would she tell me that? That's a really good question, Gregory. Why would she tell me that? Why would she tell me that all of a sudden on August 20th, you know, 2015, that you and her was, you know, in another separate relationship? Why would she tell me that? I need to know. So, he's like, she's lying. I'm going to call her right now. No, don't you hang up the phone. Tell me why she's telling me that. She's lying to you. She's just mad because she think I stole money from her. I'm like, well, did you steal money from her? No, I didn't steal any money from her. Okay, that's not my business. That's y'all's business. All I want to know is, were you cheating on me with this girl that you're living with, that you made it seem so much like that's your friend, you know? So I'm like, and he's like, no, I would never do that to you. You know I love you and all this, blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right. Fine. So I hang up the phone from him. He's calling, and then when I finally hang up, he's calling me back to back to back to back to back. I'm trying to call Sami's back to get her side. I'm like, he's saying that you're lying. And he was like, and she told me, Sami's told me, well, he's lying. I don't want to keep his secret anymore. I've been feeling bad for what we've been doing to you, so I'm going to tell you the truth now. And I'm like, well, okay, cool. You know, I'm not the type, I'm not going to get mad at the girl, even though it was really messed up for her to be kind of like in my face and trying to be my friend and, you know, being cool with me when you know that you messing with my boyfriend. You know, so it was just like, okay, it's whatever. Like, I don't really have that much beef with you because you don't have no loyalty to me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you not really my friend. Like, I have friends and I have people that I'm cool with. So she's somebody that I'm cool with. I don't really expect you to have no loyalty to me. So I really wasn't even mad at her. Like, I was just mad at the fact that you just didn't just say, hey, your boyfriend's a cheater. Like, up front at the beginning of the situation. Like, anyways, so yeah, so I call him back. Well, I'm talking on the phone to her, and I'm just like, you know, so where is he at now? Because he never told me where he's at. Mind you, I'm in a whole different city. Where is he at now? Da, 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 da. She's like, well, he's on the way here. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to call you back. So I call him. I said, where you at? He's like, oh, I'm at my friend Dre house. Whatever, like that. And I'm like, oh, you at Dre house? Where you about to go? He's like, nowhere. I'm about to stay at Dre house or whatever like that. And we going to, you know, put some tracks together. What? Y'all gonna put some tracks together? Anyways, put some tracks together. So I'm like, okay, cool. Whatever. I'm like, he lying. So I call her, I call Sammy is back. She said he just texted me and said he's on his way. So I'm like, cool, bet. He on his way back. I'm about to go pull up. Okay. And I'm about to catch him in his lie. Right? Okay. So, I get in my little Nissan that I had at the time. My little first car that I had at the time. And I hop up in my whip, right? And I drive all the way downtown where she lived to a different city. It's not that far, probably like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But mind you, still, this was, you know, I'm like, why am I going through this right when school is about to start again, right when my sophomore year is about to start, right when, you know, it just was a lot coming at me at one time. That's what she said. But anyways, so I'm like, what is going on? You know, the whole drive, I'm like mad. I'm like listening to Keisha Cole, like, I should have cheated. Like, I was here. I was all of y'all. I don't want to go too high on the camera, but I was here, guys. I was here. This is where I should have been at. Cause for real, I was so mad. I'm like, I'm about to pull up on him. He about to look real stupid in his lie. So, I go and I'm driving. It's probably like 11 o'clock at night. It's late. So I get to her apartment. I park my car like on the side of her apartment complex just so like if he comes in through the other side he can't see my car. So I was being real strategic, right? So I come in and I'm like, I'm going up to her. He's already there, mind you. He skateboarded from his friend's Dre house all the way to his, well, I guess that's both for their apartment in like less than 15 minutes. I don't know how he did it, but he did. I guess he was mad, you know, at the fact that she told me, and he was kind of like, okay, anyway. So I park my car on the side. I go in, I walk, like I told y'all guys, I told y'all to remember, I can walk into her apartment complex with no key, no magnet strip, no nothing. I could just walk inside her apartment complex and go to any apartment I wanted to. So that's what I did. I walked up to the apartment, to the second floor, whatever, and I was kind of like listening. Remember, I told y'all guys her door was probably like as thin as this little guy's. It was a really thin wooden door. So I go to the door and I'm kind of like, I put my ear to the door. I'm like, don't mind my skin right now. But I look, I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm trying to listen and see, like, because I can hear them talking before I even walk up to the door. So I'm like tiptoeing in my Jordans. Like I'm tiptoeing in my Jordans, trying to get to the door so they don't hear me like walking. You know what I'm saying? Even though they wouldn't know it's me. It could be anybody walking in the hallway. But I'm trying to like tiptoe, you know, so they don't hear me. You know, they don't think anybody's coming. Like they don't think it's me. So I'm just like, okay, like I put my ears to the door. I'm trying to like listen. And he got the nerve to be telling her to lie to me and say that what she told me about them having relations was a lie. So he's trying to get her to lie to me about the truth. He told her to tell Sarah what you told her about me and you messing with each other was a lie. That's basically what he said. So now I'm mad because now I done caught you in your lie. Like, I done caught you in your lie. Like, you look stupid. I done caught you in your lie, right? And so here I go. Bang, 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 bang. I knock on the door really hard with my little hand, my little fist, okay? I knock on the door. The door's only about this thin, baby. I knock on the door. Bang, 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 bang. And I know their heads probably turned so fast. I couldn't see it, but I know their heads probably turned so fast like this. But so I'm like, bang, 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 bang. Knock on the door. And he comes to the door or whatever, and he's like, what are you doing here? Da, 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 da. I'm like, you cheating on me with this girl and blah, 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 blah. It was crazy. And I'm just like, and she's not even doing anything. She's just standing there, and she's just kind of like, what do I do? Like, she's just standing, even though I really wasn't paying attention to her, but when I look back, I'm like, she really wasn't doing anything. It wasn't like she wanted him, so it wasn't like no reason for me or her to like fight over him, and I'm not gonna fight over him. Like, you can have him, sis. So she was just kind of like standing there, like letting us like argue and stuff like that. So, and we were just arguing, so I'm like hysterical, like I'm crying. I'm like, why would you do this to me? Like, you said that, blah, 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 blah. Why would you had this girl in my face? Like, why would you do this to me? Blah, 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 blah. You know, crying like, but you know, I just was like, wow, I can't believe he did this. So I could hear police sirens. Like, I could hear them coming. I knew her apartment was so small. So I knew one of the neighbors were going to call the police. That's why in my head, I didn't want to be there that long. I kind of wanted to just let him know, I know that you're a liar and I don't want to be with you no more, and then go home. You know, I really wasn't trying to like have a full-blown all-night argument confrontation. Like, I didn't want that. So I just kind of wanted to like let him know that that's what this was. So I could hear the sirens. Like, I could hear, we were arguing for a while, honestly, but I could hear the sirens of the police coming. I knew where they were coming from. They were coming to us, okay? And so I'm like, okay, I need to get out of here. Like, in the back of my head, like, that little voice was telling me, Sarah, you need to get out of here. Like, so I'm like, you know what, forget this. I don't even care about you. I don't care about her. I don't care about you. I don't care about none of this. Like, because you're a bum. You basically are homeless. Because if this girl decided to kick you out right now, you're not on her lease. If she decided to kick you out right now, where you going to go? Right. So, you're basically homeless. You don't have a job. You don't have a car. You don't have nothing. Like, and you're 3-4 years older than me. Like, come on. Like, I have more than you, which I'm not, like, saying anything, but at a certain time, like, you need to be doing something for your life. Like, you wasn't doing anything. That's why I feel like that was a mistake on my part. Like, I ignore all the red flags, but you know, it's okay. We all been there, done that, whatever. So I get, you know, that little voice is telling me, Sarah, you need to leave, you need to leave, you need to leave. So I'm like, okay. So I just kind of like end the argument, whatever. Like, I run out. Like, I literally do a little baby sprint. Like, I run out and I'm like, forget you. I run out. And I run to my car, which was on the other side of the apartment complex. So I'm like running to my car. And he's chasing after me. He's like, no, you're not going to go. You're not leaving me. Da, 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 da. Crazy. So I'm like, no, leave me alone. I'm crying and running at the same time. Like, so he's like, you're not leaving me. He's running after me, right, guys? So I get to my car. I get in my car, and I lock the door before he can get in. So my dumb tail, I opened the door for him to get in the car. And I kind of like drive off because I knew the cops were coming to the apartment because one of Siamese neighbors called the police. So I'm like, okay, I need to get out of here. So I can't go to jail. Like, no, I can't go to jail. My mom is not gonna bail me out. I can't go to jail for nothing. Nothing. Nada. Not nothing. So I pull off. Boom. I'm like, let me go to another part of like the neighborhood because I want him out of my car. I really don't want him in my car, but I'm so stupid. I let him in the car. Like, you know, I guess because I had more emotions to get out. Like, whatever. So I'm driving. I go to kind of like the opposite side of the neighborhood, like away from the complex or whatever. And he's just like fussing at me. I'm like, well, you cheated on me. Da, 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 da. We're going back and forth. And I'm just like, you need to get out of my car. I pull over. I'm like, you need to get out of my car. Like, you need to leave me alone. Like, get out. And he's just like, no, like, it wasn't like that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I just tell him, leave me alone. Like, I don't want to be with you no more. Leave me alone. Like, this is over. This is done. This is dead. And he gets really mad and he kind of just like takes his like left fist because he's sitting in the passenger seat, obviously. He takes his left fist and he like punches my windshield. Yeah, he takes his left fist. This is my windshield. This is his fist. He takes his left fist and he punches up like this, my windshield, and it just all shattered and cracked. And it was just like the biggest crack you've probably ever seen in a windshield. Like, it went from the passenger side where he punched to all the way to my side, like the veins. It was ridiculous. And I couldn't believe, I literally started bawling tears because I couldn't believe that you just did this to my car. Like, I couldn't believe that you would even like be that mad. One, be that mad about something that you did, and two, do that to my car, my vehicle. Like, that is ridiculous. Okay, so I'm really, now I'm hysterical because I'm like, what the heck? I wish I had a picture so I could like put it in here for y'all, but it was ridiculous. Like, it was crazy. So now I just drive off and I'm like, you know what, forget this, forget him or whatever like that. I go to his house, his other friend's house, and I know that he had some like clothes and stuff, like some of his like belongings that he couldn't keep in the studio. He had that at one of his friend's house. So I went to his friend's house and I, you know, knocked on the door. I was like, oh, is Gregory here? He was like, no. You know, I'm trying to fake like I don't know that he's there. And he was like, oh, is Gregory here? I'm like, no. You know, no, he's like, his friend is like, no, he's not here or whatever like that. And I'm like, okay. So I go into the house anyways because I didn't care about his friend. Like, what you gonna do, stop me? So I went into the house anyway, and I took like a box of his clothes, and I took the whole box. I think that was probably like all his clothes that he had. Honestly, it was probably like majority of his clothes, and I took all of it and I just started like throwing it in the tree. And then I see him pull up on a skateboard. I'm like, how did you get here so fast? I'm like, how did you get here so fast? In my head, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I drove in a car and you got here like 2 minutes after me on a skateboard. He took the secret way. I don't know how he got there so fast. So I'm basically like, okay, I don't even care. I'm on the phone with my best friend, and I'm like, I don't even care. So I start throwing his clothes in the tree. It's a big, really tall tree in front of their house, and this was a house, not an apartment. So it's a really big tree in front of their house. So I start throwing all the clothes in the tree, and I'm just like, forget you. Like, how could you do this to me? Da da da. And it just like really went bad, and he just kind of was like, oh, you didn't never love me, and I don't like, trying to guilt trip me. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. You did this. You cheated on me. Like, I'm not the wrong person in this situation. Like I'm not wrong. You're wrong. Like, you're wrong. And it was just crazy. So we ended up basically still kind of like being together, but then I met a new guy, so I kind of like stopped talking to him, and Oh, he went to jail. That's what happened. That's basically kind of how I stopped talking to him, because he had ended up going to jail because he had a warrant out for his arrest in Georgia. And then I guess like something, I don't know how that whole thing works, but he had a warrant his arrest is for in Georgia, and he ended up getting pulled over or something like that by a police officer. So they took him to jail in Virginia. So he was in jail for probably about like 2, 3, maybe 4, like 4 months. Honestly, he was in jail for a long time, because that happened in like that happened in August. So we ended up being together again for maybe like a month or so, and then uh and then he got out in February. So between maybe like October and February, he was in jail. So that's kind of how we ended up like not being together anymore, even though I didn't really want to be with him anymore. But I was just so stupid and young and dumb that I'm like, okay, he cheated on me, ooh, I'll still be back with him because he says he's sorry. Like, stupid, like dumb. But it's okay, it's all right, it's all good in the hood. But he ended up going to jail. So I think he got what he deserved, and he didn't get out until about February. And by the time he got out, then I was already, dealing with somebody else. So it was just kind of like, I don't want to be with you. You a bum. You dirty. I don't want you. Like, that was all. So, yeah. And now he moved. I guess he moved back to Georgia. It's been years since I talked to him. So now I'm 23. That happened when I was 19. So I haven't talked to him. He's tried to hit me up like on Facebook, but I don't really get on Facebook like that. So I kind of just deleted the message and ignored it, because I don't want anything from you. Like, I don't have no reason to talk to you. So, yeah, that's the story time about when my boyfriend cheated on me. My ex-boyfriend cheated on me and broke my windshield. The girl, I still kind of see her. Siamese, I still kind of see her. I used to see her back when I was still working at the mall, because she did work there. And when I was working at my other job, after I quit the mall, I saw her at my other job. After I quit the mall in the job in the mall, after I quit those jobs, I was working somewhere else, and I saw her. She came into my job, so it was kind of like awkward, but I mean, I don't really care. Like, you dirty, he's dirty, y'all did some dirty stuff to me. I was the one that got hurt really in this situation, so, but you live and you learn, you move on. Things is what they is. So, now I'm 23. I'm in a great relationship, and I'm thriving. Okay, so if you guys enjoyed that story time about my boyfriend cheating on me and breaking my windshield. Oh, and I actually had to pay $172 to get my windshield fixed. I remember the exact amount. $172 out of my own pocket to get my windshield fixed, like the next day, because I couldn't drive around with that big crack in my windshield like that. So I ended up paying all that money out of my pocket for something that he did, and I was still with him. Don't rag on me. I'm stupid. I was stupid at the time, but I know better now. So thank you guys so much for watching this story time. If you did enjoy this, then go ahead and like and go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for me, sis, and I'll bring more story times to you guys. If that's what you want, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night, guys.